What's up, gang? It's your boy Sensei Late Glove, the bald head black anime nerd, back with my review of One Piece manga chapter 1091, Sentomaru. And I know it's been a little minute, dropped the gloves off and then dipped off the scene because, you know, a nigga be having life going on. But a whole lot of shit has happened in One Piece since my last review that I'm gonna drop up here. Garp fought the Blackbeard Pirates, got smoked unfortunately, but shout out to him, he went out like a G. Law's in a body bag some damn where. Sabo's alive, so shout out to him. Emu is that nigga, the elders are clearly those niggas. Kobe stopped being a bitch, kinda, but he's still a bitch, but he stopped being a bitch, but kinda, he's still a bitch. We got to see how Vivi's pops Pat like died. So that was a thing. Cobra, yeah, Cobra. We got to see how he died. A lot. A lot of shit has happened, and now we are back on Egghead, and shit about to hit the fan. It seems like this is about to be like a crazy ass event. I love how Oda has been setting this up, like the way he's been giving us the events as they play out, going back and doing the Reverie as like a flashback type of demo. I'm not mad at that. Like I was upset initially when them 4 or 5 chapters of the Reverie dropped over 100 some odd chapters ago. It was like, man, y'all, like it was the tease, you know? But us getting like the full Reverie, getting to see what actually happened after Reverie via from Sabo's perspective, it's actually fighting more than Sabo's perspective because he wasn't there for most of the conversation with Cobra and Emu and the elders. So, but yeah, I definitely like how Oda did that, and I appreciate how he tied it together and it didn't make me feel left out. You know, it's one of those moments in One Piece where it pays off, you know what I mean? Like you wait, you get some shit and it's like, damn, like this is kind of whack. You know what I mean? Is this gonna be off screen? Is this whole thing off screen? But then it actually ends up being screened, on screen, screened, one of those. But yes, I loved how he did that. I love how he's tying in different moments. Garp versus the Blackbeard Pirates was amazing. Blackbeard versus Law was off screen, but Law did catch an L and got away somehow. So that was interesting. And you know, it just, the character development of characters that we really love, that we're getting to see, and just some more depth to them, I definitely appreciate it. But now that we're back on Egghead, Kizaru and the elders are pulling up. Well, Elder has pulled up and shit is about to hit the fan. In the last chapter, Kizaru touched down. He hit the island. He like, look, it's gonna be that. If it's that, it's that. I don't want to have to do this to my nigga Sentomaru, but it's that. He hits the island. Luffy's kind of spooked a little bit. I don't really want to say he was spooked, but he acknowledged that it's a strong combatant about to touch down and do some damage. You feel me? So in this chapter, in the Sentomaru chapter 1091, we see the engagement between Sentomaru and Kizaru, which is great, but we know exactly how this ends. Sentomaru he's not doing anything to Kizaru. But something I do love about the feel of this chapter specifically is just the nostalgic, and they actually talk about it in the chapter, the nostalgia of SABAODY. So like in SABAODY, of course, Kizaru's on the rampage. He's smoking all the rookies. He's literally untouchable. He was really that nigga. He's like my favorite admirable from that moment on. And I'm getting those feels again. Obviously, I understand this time is going to be different, but I'm getting those feels again and I really appreciated it. We also got awarded with a little bit of a backstory on Sentomaru, some more backstory, because we got some previously. On Sentomaru about how him and Kizaru kind of met and meshed and how they, you know, grew together, how he became Vegapunk's bodyguard, as well as how he, you know, how close he got to Kizaru. Obviously, Kizaru's thinking about this because he don't want to have to, you know, put him down, but like you got a job to do. He is a dog of the government, unfortunately. So I am loving that we're seeing more of Kizaru and getting more into his brain a little bit. So I definitely appreciate that. But of course, Kizaru puts down Sentomaru. It's low diff. Like it wasn't really, you know, I appreciate him for you know, standing there and not running away, even though Vegapunk's like, man, I hate that you got to do this. Like you can't, you don't stand a chance, like dip. But no, of course, he gave Luffy his word. It is what it is. So after Sentomaru goes down, of course, you know, now the Pacifista and Seraphim can now respond to him. So he takes the device, turns the Pacifista on to basically the island, turn on the sea beast, mechanical sea beast. So now that the Marines, the vice admirals, all of them can now enter the island. Obviously, there's still a barrier that is up, but the barrier don't mean shit to Kizaru because he's made of light. So in the midst of this battle happening, guess who decides to grow a pair of balls now that he sees, you know, he has a chance to be on top? Lord Lucci, apparently. He tries to make a sneaky move and take out Vegapunk real quick before they dip, but Stussy stands in the way, gets a finger pistol to the gut. I don't think she's dead or anything, but it was, you know, definitely a moment. And our boy Zoro steps up and calls this nigga a bitch. He say, look, bro, like you waited till bro got here to really like get on that? All right, bro, you a bitch. We with that. So I love this clash. I'm hoping that this is more than just a quick scuffle and we're gone. I also loved in that moment that Sanji immediately read the situation and bubbled up Kaku. So it was like, yeah, no, you're not jumping in, bro. Like, it's that. Fuck that fighting shit. We in a serious situation. It ain't about to be this one-on-one shit. And Kaku didn't even know what was going on, apparently. So I love the quick thinking from the Straw Hats there. But also, obviously, Kizaru is in. So he's in. They can't leave until they drop the shields. They're trying to find a passcode to dip. Obviously, York is the one who knows the passcode but won't share it. So that's like the race against time. I love how Kizaru talks about what's the priority. Obviously killing Vegapunk, but you can't damage the network, you can't damage the tower, can't damage York. Which is actually weird to me because if they're killing Vegapunk because of what he knows and he sends what he knows to the tower, why are they trying to save the tower? Like they have to be, they gotta understand that his knowledge is gonna be accessible in some place. You know, like I just feel like if they're so against the knowledge getting out, you're gonna have to O'Hara the shit. Like you just gotta blow everything up. Like no traces whatsoever. Like no one needs to be able to even know. Should be how I think it would go, but we'll see how it turns out. Obviously, towards the end of the chapter, the most exciting part is the reunion between Kizaru and Luffy. Luffy jumps off the ship because he like, I'm not no bitch. I know Kizaru's right here. So he meets him and they engage and the chapter ends with Luffy telling him, look, bro, we 100 times more stronger than we was 2 years ago, so it's not gonna be no cakewalk. And I like that. But I'm also a Admirals over Yonko fan. Like I'm one that believes in that agenda. So I don't know. I like this matchup. I don't think that this is sweet for either side. I don't think that this is a, you know, Luffy clears. I don't think this is a Kizaru clears. I think this is a good matchup. I also think that the Zoro Lucci matchup is a good matchup. I think Zoro Lucci is a little bit more one-sided in my opinion, but I love this matchup. Overall, I really love this chapter. It's great. The action has started. We about to see what's to this event. I know a lot of people have been theorizing like, no, the Straw Hats gotta get wiped out. If Kid got wiped out, Law got wiped out, then Luffy gotta get wiped out. But I think it's kind of the reverse, because if we're doing the SABAODY thing, Law and Kid got away scotch-free. Like there was nothing that happened to them, all the while Luffy got smoked. So I think now it's kind of the reverse, where Luffy comes out on top while the others basically are, you know, out of here. Although I think they're gonna come back. I think I said that in a video before. But yeah, great chapter. I love that this is starting. I can't wait to see where this goes. I mean, how things play out and how these engagements kind of work. I don't think that this Luffy versus Kizaru is gonna be like a final fight, but I do think that it's gonna be entertaining for a little minute, for sure. But yeah, man, other than that, let me know what your thoughts of the chapter down in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of my review. Follow me on Instagram at SenseiLayGlove. Follow me on Twitter at SenseiLayGlove. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, man. I'm getting back in the action, bro. I got all my setups. I got light bars. I got Ethernets. I got HDMIs. I got a new camera. I got new internet. I got new everything. Same mic. So I'm gonna try to be a lot more consistent with y'all. Shout out my editor. Shout out my niggas. Shout out everybody. Other than that, SenseiLayGlove out.